and his wife and my grandson didn't get it at all. And he
Right.
had it bad. And he just stayed locked in his room. But, the germ was still in the house naturally.
Right. But I
So-
even have friends that slept in the same bed as their spouse and didn't get it. So
It all depends on the individual.
right.
Depends on the individual. So please God, he won't get it. Yeah. Help with
We were
that.
just talking about you, Dad.
Who, me?
Where are you now?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Marie. How are you?
I'm good. Are you over your party?
We're getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting some sleep now.
It was great. It was really great.
Yeah, I'm glad you could make it.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I was very honored to be invited. It was really, really nice. I saw so many people that I haven't seen for a while, and it was just great. Just
Yeah.
great. The whole thing. But anyway, now we have to vote on these laws, I guess now, huh? How are we going to vote online? What's going to happen?
Don't know.
Don't know. Yeah. I have to vote online, so we'll see what happens.
Maybe they'll probably forget about us, but
Whatever.
if they have enough in the room, I don't know if they need to. Well, I guess if we're objecting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Maybe they will only take objections rather than counts. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
but otherwise the room might carry the vote because they have enough people there.
Right.
And
Right.
it looks like there's only 3 of us online.
Yep.
So we might become inconsequential.
Yeah. No, we're not.
All right.
No, we count. We count. Yeah, we count.
Of course.
I
So
can't
did your
believe.
mom tell you she tested positive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Feels so bad. That's
She's
all.
down at the hospital now getting that monoclonal antibody treatment.
Oh,
is she?
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they test whether it was one of the variants that would be good with that?
Don't know.
Okay. Because I thought they said that the Omicron, the antibodies, the monoclonal didn't do anything about it.
I talked to the CDC the other day, and the woman was very upfront with me. She said, "We really don't know what's going on half the time." She said, "It's very hard because there's so many variances out there, and we don't know which ones that the vaccine has actually worked on. So they're at a loss too. Nobody knows what's going on." So she said, the advice is just if you're positive, just to try to stay home and drink lots of liquids and rest or whatever. And that's it. And I talked to my doctor who said the very same thing. So, but anyway, here we are. I never thought in my life I would have to stay home so much. I hate-
The
I
kids are both negative, but they used up the rest of our home test. So I got to go get a home test for myself.
Yeah, and just so you know, you can order them online from the government. Did you know that?
Yeah, we got the 4 from the government. So
Yeah. But I guess
You can get more from the government.
you can get more. This is what
Oh,
I'm saying.
really?
Yeah, you can get more because I don't even know what I went into, but I went into something and I ordered more. So I'm hoping they'll come to my house. I'm hoping. We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I'll order more, but I think I'll just stop at CVS on my way home. I just got to finish something here at the office because I was already at the office when I got the text from Mom. So then I'm like, I don't want to be here if I'm spreading germs around.
Right. Let me just tell you that Arlene Sorrell went to the drugstore to get me a couple of tests, and they said they were $19.99 each. But if you ordered them through your insurance, they'd be free. So that's just a little note for you to mention about your insurance.
Right.
It takes a few days to get them
Mm-hmm.
if you order them. CVS had the Binax ones. They were $25 for a box of 2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like the Binex ones. Those are the ones that we had before we got the ones from the government. The government ones I don't like that much, but
Yeah. I hope your mom's symptoms are really mild.
I know. Yeah, mine were, all I got was not, I felt nauseous. That's how I knew I had something, that I was feeling nauseous.
how are
All I
you?
had was a bad cold.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
not a bad
Yeah.
cold.
She
Yeah.
has a fever and
Oh, she has a fever, darn
all
it.
stuffed up.
Oh, she has, did you have a fever, Katie?
Nope.
No, I didn't either. I didn't either. So,
Just don't you get it, Tom.
yeah, that's what we're praying, Tom, that you stay clear.
Did you relegate her to the basement?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the poor thing.
Oh,
She slept in the basement last night.
She must be a wreck worrying about you. She's a wreck worrying about you, I bet.
Right.
I bet she is. I bet she is. I don't know.
Why did it have to come back around right as we're trying to get on with our lives, man?
I know.
No. Yeah, I know.
Will you be out of quarantine by next week, Katie?
I'll be out of quarantine by tomorrow.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. They told Jane to stay July 1st.
Wow.
You know, Steve pointed me to the CDC guidelines, which were really interesting because there's so much information out there and it changes so fast.
That's for sure.
But they said the testing is not as important to figure out when you don't have it anymore. But it's like 5 days without a fever, you're good.
Right. Yeah, once the symptoms stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what about it if your test still says negative and you don't have any other symptoms and you've quarantined yourself for 5 to 7 days? Can you still go out?
My company had, if you have 5 days with no symptoms and a negative test, then you could go back to work.
Right,
Yeah.
but what about if you have no symptoms and you still test positive?
Yeah, well, they are ready to chance it now. So after the 5 days, they want you back at work.
Because supposedly the antigens or whatever it is stays in your system longer, even
Right.
though you don't have it
Right.
anymore and you're not contagious.
Yeah, we were testing, I think we tested positive for like almost a full month. And then we started getting negative tests.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So many different versions out there, it isn't even funny.
Yes.
So many versions.
Yeah. We believe we had Omicron, but that's only because on the news they were saying 100% of cases were Omicron, and we were one of those cases. So I was like, all right, we had Omicron.
Well, it's morphed so many times, I don't think they know what it is anymore.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
I can't figure this screen out.
I have to tell John he's not online. He must have forgot about Rotary because he's online all the time.
You can pin the Lowry's so that it shows up, or you can.
Rotary's online. I didn't know whether you remembered or not.
I can't, I've got a update thing here in the corner where the symbol
Oh,
should be.
okay. Well, I'll talk,
Your video is showing okay.
it hasn't started yet, so I thought I'd remind you, okay? Alrighty, bye-bye.
Okay,
Alright.
it's recording. I forgot I was on my laptop and not on my iPad. There. Live streaming. Mute. Have they not started the meeting yet?
I don't think so.
No, not yet.
I thought I was missing something or doing something wrong.
It usually starts out with the microphone off anyway.
But at least there's usually some video.
Yeah, there's video up on the Lowry's video is showing up.
Where? I don't see it.
Do you have gallery set up or speaker?
Wait a minute. There's, no, that's exit. Now I got it. There.
You must have it on speaker view because the Las Vegas Rotary Club just popped up because they went green for a second.
Okay, I
you
saw
put it on
David Jones
gallery.
there for a second. I can't find the gallery participants. Wait a minute.
No, it'd be in more. It'd be,
Is it on the bottom?
She's on her laptop, so it should be in the upper right.
But I don't see it. And in
Don't see
blind,
it until you move your cursor up there.
Wait a
now
minute.
he's taking the podium. But no sound.
foundation. Shoot.
Oh my,
There we go.
I am concluding the 99th year of the Greater Las Vegas Rotary Club, the most wonderful Rotary Club in the world. Letter, it's great lady. There's a lot of work involved, and but it's been awesome. And I've been asked by 5 or 6 people, most recently Jamie, said, what's the best thing that happened to you? And I said, you know what? The best thing was getting to know some of you, my fellow members of the club, in a much deeper way. right? Just seeing you volunteer for things when we were stuck, or willing to make sacrifices, asking if you could do this or that anonymously. And I appreciate each and every one of you for how you pulled together and helped make this a great year. I feel this has been an awesome year. So with that, I would like to go to the rest of the program. We got a lot of stuff going on today. I'm going to ask our song leader, Greg McGuire, and our past president, Michael Gordon, to come up to lead our song and to offer our invocation.
Okay, so it's probably a mistake having Greg pick the song for Michael's last day. As everybody knows, I like to DJ on the side. Not a very good one, so do not hit me on this. Last available DJ in Las Vegas. So when you think about Michael, you just think of this guy that's just really excited to be here every single day. And then, he's just really true American through and through. So here we go. Here's the song. Get going. Y'all gonna know this one. Woo! Everybody! I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die. A real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle came to London just to ride the ponies. I am the Yankee Doodle boy. Woo! And we could go all night, but let's end it at that.
Thank you.
We're about to enter our club centennial year, and I thought in the spirit of anniversaries, we should remember someone who briefly became famous almost exactly 40 years ago. Larry Walters was a truck driver from San Pedro. He wanted to be a pilot growing up, and he tried to join the Air Force, but his eyesight wasn't good enough. Nevertheless, he never quite shook the dream of flying. As an adult, he decided to invest roughly $4,000, his entire life savings, into 45 weather balloons filled with helium, which were tethered to a very comfortable aluminum chair. On July 2nd, 1982, like I said, almost exactly 40 years ago, Walters went off into the wild blue yonder, but things didn't go as planned. He intended to fly only to an altitude of about 30 feet or so before leveling off, while munching sandwiches and pounding, quote, a few Miller Lights. Instead, he shot skyward at a rate of about 1,000 feet a minute and didn't level off until he reached 16,000 feet, where he was spotted by pilots approaching LAX. When the thin air and cold temperatures became too much, he used his pellet gun to shoot out the balloons one by one, dropping back to Earth. He crashed into some power lines, causing a 20-minute blackout in Long Beach. He paid a $1,500 fine for, quote, operating a civil aircraft without an airworthiness certificate. And when he was asked by LAPD why he did it, Lawn Chair Larry answered, sounding something very applicable to Rotary, when he said, a man just can't sit around. So please bow your heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for the many blessings you've bestowed on us. Thank you for blessing the Las Vegas Rotary Club for the past 99 years. Thank you for surpassing our limited goals and for taking our club to incredible heights. We thank you we ask for your continued guidance and blessing as our club enters our second century of service. But most importantly, we thank thee, O Lord, that during President Mike's presidency, we continue to be a club that doesn't just sit around. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
What is this?
Okay. We had all year long, we've had help in producing these meetings. Today, our setup was Kathy Mahan and Bob Werner. Sarah Thornton was our greeter with Antoinette Monroe. Our song leader was Greg McGuire. Our invocation was past President Michael Gordon. Arlene Sarah was tickets with Jamie Goldsmith. We have our Sergeant of Arms will be Antoinette Monroe. Teardown will be John Pally, Steve Latta, and Bob Pizer. Our scribe for this meeting will be Nancy Anderson, and our photographer is the lovely Tina Bishop, taking pictures. Thank you very much. Takes a lot of work to make this happen. Everybody, please join me in thanking them. Okay, I know of at least one visiting Rotarian from Texas. If you're here, please stand. Antoinette, great, welcome. What part of Texas? Copper Ridge Cove, Texas. Is
Yeah.
that in the Dallas area?
No, we're about 3 hours south of Dallas,
Got it.
between Dallas and Austin, closer to Austin, just about a little north of Austin, about an hour, unless the traffic is bad, and then it's who knows how long.
Got
So, but I do have something for you if you'd like me to come
Great. Do
forward.
we have a banner as well, Sean? Antoinette has it. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Would you
Antoinette.
like
Why
me
don't you take care of that? Banner exchange. How big's your club, Eric?
Our club is, my club is 10 members, but I'm the assistant governor over 3 others. In total, about, say, about 200 members that I kind of help out. So,
Great. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for yours, and congratulations on a successful year as president.
Thank you very much. There we go. Okay. Say cheese. Okay, do we have any other Rotarians visiting from other parts of the world, the state, the country, the city? Just happen to be in the area? No, seeing none. Let's introduce our guests, and I'd like to start. I have my son Christopher and my daughter Brianna here. Okay, there you go. That's good. Sarah, you brought a guest too. I stole him from you. John, go ahead.
I get the microphone. Please help me welcome John Dalrymple. John owns the Geary Company Advertising Agency, and he is awesome. His agency was the first agency for Elvis.
Great.
Go see the movie.
Okay. I think we have some guests, more guests on this side. Who do we have? Thank you, Tony. Who do you have?
Fellow Rotarians, Eric Kruger contacted us through the website, and here he is. He is with, hang on, I have the wrong glasses on.
I just bought some glasses today.
Yeah, Cross Country Mortgage, and he's a loan officer. Welcome.
Great, welcome. Okay,
Okay, I have a story. I want to welcome my guest, Lori Oakden. I met her a couple of weeks ago. I have to share this story. I was having brunch with a cousin. As most of you know, I'm a Californian, but 30 years of my work life was New York, New Jersey. So I had lost contact with a cousin that I liked very much when I was growing up. Hadn't seen her in 47 years. She was here visiting her bestie, Lori Oakden, and we had brunch together. And during that conversation, she tells me that one of the things that she's interested in doing is joining Rotary. And I said, I think I can help you with that. So I invited her to lunch so she could see our club, and I hope you all give her a good welcome.
great, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for the
for the warm welcome. The rest of that story is Tina actually pirated me from the Summerlin Rotary Club. So she
Yeah! Okay, do we have
true story.
Got it. Do we have any guests here in the middle? Okay. Great. Christine Luby, who do you have?
Yes, I have a guest with me. Her name is Rachel. She is from Commissioner Michael Knapp's office. She works in community services. So you can line up with your request for the commissioner's office after lunch. Yeah, Mike's ready.
Okay, I'm already on the list, by the way.
Sounds good. So anyway, she's really excited to learn about Rotary, so I'm happy to have her here.
Super, thank you. Any other, all the way at the back? Who is that? Bruce.
Hello, I'd like to introduce Kelly Gans, the Assurance Team Office Manager. She cut her teeth in accounting with her father, who took care of Black Sabbath, the Three Dog Night, and Steppenwolf, and she's really good.
Okay, great, thank you. Any other guests of Rotarians? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to these visitors.
Mr.
By the way-
President, we did miss one.
Oh, we did
Apologize.
miss one.
Well, since I came here myself, I thought I'd bring my son as well. He lives in Vegas here, and he is a pilot. So if you need flying services, he's your guy.
Got it, got it. Okay, you're lucky you're a visitor, because I was about to fine you $100 for that. Okay, super. We did recognize him earlier in the month, but today, I believe, is Gary Voss's birthday. So happy birthday, Gary.
Recording in progress.
Okay, David. It has, look at TSP, don't worry about it. We're on the agenda. We have, a year ago yesterday, we lost one of our past presidents. And then in 1 year, we lost Walt Harris. We have a moment of silence for them.
Shut this off.
Both gave a significant portion of their lives to Denver and 86% to their service. Mr. Cole, come on up. We have a business to do. We also have Steve, come on. Antoinette, why don't you go to Steve and he'll speak right after. Steve, just stay over there. And Jim's going to take care of some club business.
I know this is the exciting part that you guys all been waiting for. So, you all were sent the bylaws from Sean. We went past presidents and made some changes, and we went through with the board of directors, and we sent them out. We got some comments back, and so as a result of the comments, we made some additional changes to the bylaws that you saw. So we wanted to show these to you, and then when we're done, we will call for a vote on them. So. Oh, right here, that's fine. Okay, so today's vote is on these changes. So this is a section 3.5 of, and we just made a little clarification here that it did read that we had this power, and so the changes that we are suggesting clarify that the removal applies to presidents-elect and presidents-elect-elect. When it previously said any president-elect, there was comments that they didn't think that was clear. So that's why that change was made. This is Article 14 on amendments. So the next time we amend the bylaws, it has to be done on 21 days notice. And the reason we did this was because Rotary International wants that to be standard procedure for all Rotary clubs. So this brings us into compliance with Rotary International suggestions. Okay, and the next one, harassment policy. This is just fixing a grammatical error. So that's why that change was made. But otherwise, the bylaws are as were sent to you. And I do apologize for how much red ink was in it. That was just really a function of, I sent the bylaws to my word processing department and they retyped the entire set so that we would have a clean set. And that's why there was 100,000 format changes, et cetera, et cetera. So with that, I will turn it over to President Mike.
Great. Now for the membership, any other discussion related to this? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion carries. Thank you very much. Okay, Steve Kwan. Now I'm ready for it. I just was trying to tell you to get ready.
I was attending international convention, so I just bring in the panel.
Thank you. He was at the International Convention as well. And next year it's in Melbourne, Australia. So we're preparing for a junket. Steve's going to lead. He said you could stay in his hotel room if you wanted.
Let's go.
And so we appreciate that. In our program on page 7.
Yeah.
Ready to go?
How you doing?
Great.
Did Colton come pick you up?
All of the new members that joined this year or rejoined this year, please stand up.
I would get up, but I'm lazy.
Okay, we had 25 new.
I'd get up and give you a hug, but I'm lazy.
Several of these new members are among the hardest working members of our club. Getting new members is important, and we invite you to keep doing it. We hope next year to see, if we had 25 this year, 30 in our centennial year.
Oh, Kringle.
Okay, we have, is that okay, Katie, for me to say that?
Yeah, he introduced him.
That's our official goal. But Katie is our, I don't know if you can hear us, Katie, but she can't. Okay, we'll continue on. Bhavin Singh is not here. I don't see Barbara Castro here. Mr. Jones, you want to give us a quick recap of, didn't we have a 25 club meeting last week? Oh, he's got a mouthful of salad. Yeah. Swallow, hurry.
All right. Okay. So yeah, we had a great meeting. I mean, it actually was a great end of year event. It was a pool party, and I don't think anybody got in the pool. No, everybody's saying that. Maybe the dog got in the pool, but it was a great event. Everybody got together. We played bingo. All the new members were there. Mike Gordon came out and was able to review some of the protocol that we needed to know as new members. So I appreciate him doing that. But great event. We had a graduating class. A few people graduated from the 25 club. And again, just have to say thanks to Mr. Pally for allowing us to use his home 2 months in a row, which is a beautiful home. Appreciate you doing that.
Thank you, John. Okay. Actually, Bill Houghton, are you okay? Come on up.
Yeah, talking about all of the hard work that needs to be done and a lot of business to clear up today, and kind of a difficult conversation, but many of you know that I've been involved in some really difficult litigation pertaining to some crimes against my family. We filed in federal court back in April of 2016, told 18 months would get us in front of a jury. So when the past presidents approached me back at the end of the year about being the 101st president of our club, this conclusion was very in sight for me, and I was ready to be done with all of that because we had a trial date for this year. A month, January, the trial was delayed into middle of this year, and concerning but not biggest deal. 2 weeks ago, the federal court system, because of the COVID issues and because of the complexity of my lawsuit, has pushed the trial into the year 2023 with no certainty of that trial actually happening in 2023. So due to this uncertainty, in talking with the past presidents, I've decided that it's best for everybody if I withdraw as president-elect for the 23-24 year. It's imperative that whoever leads the club is focused and ready to really engage at the deepest level, and I can't guarantee I have that. And so with that, I'm going to thank you for your friendship, your support, and thank you for allowing me to serve with each and every one of you.
Bill. Okay, we appreciate Bill's service. He's not leaving the club. He's going to stay involved. But look, having been in litigation myself, I understand what's involved. So we appreciate that. This weekend, I think a few of you, maybe even a dozen and a half of our members are headed to Southern California. In fact, a few are leaving in the next hour, I think. And so it's our district conference. It's not too late. Carrie Groves says there's plenty of room in her hotel room. No, and just kidding. You'll have to get your own. But we appreciate so many members of our club participating in our district conference. Mr. Jost, you mutinous fiend, you. What do you got to tell us?
Thank you. I'm thrilled to say that we now have so many people signed up for your debunking party that we're going to have to make arrangements with a construction company to move the fences at Carrie's house so we can accommodate everyone who wants to be there to see you off. And anyone who misses that party, it's your fault that you missed the party of the year.
Great. Hey, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And President Mike, I was concerned when you said you couldn't find somebody, and I'd hate to see you end your year without being able to levy at least one more fine.
Okay.
So I'll
I'd love to.
I'll volunteer. You can find me recently at Tom Krob's, who's on the screen,
Hello, past President Tom.
50th wedding anniversary. I learned that shortly after that would be Paul Maffey, who I think I saw come in.
Behind you.
Up behind me, Paul Maffey's 50th anniversary. And coincidentally, my 50th wedding anniversary will be shortly thereafter. So I'd like you to find me for leading the club and singing happy anniversary to Tom and Paul.
If I knew the words to a happy anniversary song, I'd be glad.
Happy anniversary to you.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear Rotary. Happy anniversary to you.
Okay, Richard. Richard,
Thank you.
Tom, and Paul, congratulations. And that'll be $50 each. Okay. Okay, Jamie Goldsmith. You got something going on in the next couple weeks, don't you? Is there a parade coming up? You want to say something? No? I've never seen this, Jamie, not wanting the microphone.
Okay, so on the 4th of July, the SOAR committee will be balloon wranglers at the Summerlin Patriotic Parade. So if you are attending the parade, keep a lookout for us Rotarians. Also, mark your calendar for September 12th. We will be hosting the 22nd annual SOAR ceremony at Las Vegas City Hall from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Thank you.
Great. Okay, I'd like to call John Pally up. If you could come up to the podium here. I know you just took a big mouthful of food as well. Got it. So John Pally has done a lot with our club. When did you join the club?
Just about a
maybe 11 months ago, I think it was last July. And he has basically volunteered his home. He's been to service projects, helped clean up, helped in so many different ways. And so, especially this last month, we are designating you our service member of the month. Thank you very much. Great. Okay, Mr. Kudiamat, are you ready? Do you have an announcement? Great, come on up.
Firstly, let me show my little appreciation for President Mike. This is the last week, and it's great to serve with you, President Mike. Polio, the infamous disease that afflicted FDR, has been around ever since and still around. Right now, there's 3 countries that registered polio cases, including Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Nigeria. Rotary Foundation has been funding Polio Plus to eradicate polio from the whole world. And this job is not ending. It's not easy to eradicate disease like smallpox. So please continue on, because we have been supporting Polio Plus through our contributions in Rotary Foundation. And with that being said, let me call on Nancy Anderson receiving her Paul Harris Plus +2 today. Congratulations, Nancy.
We appreciate your contributions, but we appreciate more your fellowship and your service to the club. Great. We're going to go through, we still have a number of things to accomplish, but we're going to have, after our speaker does their presentation, does her presentation, we have a few more things that are going to happen here. So I'm going to go to the raffle right now. Get out your raffle cards. With the approval of many of our past presidents, including a couple lawyers in the group, we may raffle this off more than once, because I'd like to get rid of the money that has been collected in my year. And with the approval of 4 of our past presidents, they said we could have as many as 3, since we're allowed to do 1 raffle a week and we're not meeting for the next 2 weeks. So with that, we're going to ask someone to come up that has the ticket. You got your ticket? 8455002. 8455002. Is that Bill? Bill's got it? Okay. Our pot is probably over $5,400. Half the money goes to the foundation. 5002 is correct. Wow. Pick a card, any card. Hope it's the Joker. No! Okay. Thank you very much. You're going to get $10 as your consolation. Great. Thank you. We've got 5038. 5038. Marcus. Okay, I trust you. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards. Oh, uh-oh. Easy does it. Did you see the card that flipped? Okay, there's 2 jokers in the pot here. Okay, ready? Okay, they're all jokers now. No? We're doing great. Another 3. Rip it up. Thank you very much. 4865. Okay, Goldie. Okay, 4865. Picking her own card. Oh! Okay. Great. And now for the Lowry Bucks. Actually, that probably goes. Who was picked second? Who drew second? Marcus? I think these go to you. Okay, our speaker is now going to be introduced by Captain Greg McGuire.
All right, so first of all, the young pilot in the group, don't take any lessons from lawn chair Larry, okay? You can't, we have a lot of lawyers here and they will say, disavow every bit of that you learned it here, that you could do that, okay? So it's my pleasure today to introduce Miss Leslie Young. So Brian Yost is probably, you see him on the calendar there on the program, that he was not able to make it this morning. So Leslie, thank you for graciously stepping in. Leslie is the Vice President of Guest Experience for the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. She's been a long-time Las Vegan, I think since age 5. So she's been around. She's been with MGM for a long time, and most with the Vice President of Operations for the mansions. And has anybody been to the mansions before? That's where I usually stay, you know, when I'm trying to get away from the home. She's also been with SLS, and she's worked in her own nonprofits. She's done an awful lot of great work around here for Las Vegas, and now particularly with the Las Vegas Convention Authority. Has anybody had a chance to drive on the Loop, the Tesla Loop? Yeah, it's super cool, right? And you probably saw that. They're going to expand that downtown and I think out to the Wynn and over to the airport. So that's fantastic. Well, they actually are the Las Vegas Convention Visitors Authority is actually the owner of the Loop. So hopefully we'll hear something more about that. And with that, I just want to invite Leslie to come up and share some experience, and just to show that the convention center is not the only one that could do it. Oh, it didn't work. Did you turn it? Oh, you turned it off.
You can do some music for me. Got my walk-on music ready. It is. Okay. So thank you so much for inviting me and for allowing me to step in. As you probably have realized, I am not Brian Yost. He regrets not being able to be here today. He's under the weather, just out of an abundance of caution. Would not want the Rotary Club to become a super spreader event. So he sends his best to all of you. It's a pleasure to step in for him. I've only been at the Las Vegas Convention Center for about 9 months now. As mentioned, most of my career has been in this city in the industry of hospitality over the course of 25 years, because back then you could start working in a casino before you were of age. They didn't have labor laws, so that's why I stayed so young. But I opened a couple of casinos. I opened Luxor Hotel in 1993, New York in 96. Went through a lot of the mergers and changes with MGM Resorts, or MGM Mirage at the time. So I went to Mandalay Bay during that acquisition. I then went to a little property called the Signature at MGM Grand. It was one of the first non-gaming, non-smoking properties in the city, also a condo hotel. And then I moved into the big green building as the vice president of the Mansion and Skylofts, 2 uber luxurious hotel within a hotel environments, and then found my way out of MGM and into SLS, and then later Weston as the GM. Did my own consulting. As mentioned, I'm a fan of this city, get involved in nonprofits like Dress for Success. If you have clothes to donate or money to donate, here's my shameless plug for that organization where I sat as a board seat. Boys and Girls Club of Nevada, and many, many others. And so it's great to be here. And in my role at the Las Vegas Convention Center, I'm the VP of Guest Experience, which really encompasses almost everything, because anybody that enters our building or our destination is a guest. And so it's a very broad role that I take very seriously. I'm passionate about how we treat people. I know that already Las Vegas and the service that we provide in this destination is second to none. And I'm reminded that anytime I get the chance to travel, that what we do here really is spectacular. And internally, we say what we do is famous. And so it's part of our core brand of who we are, that we're really proud to represent Las Vegas, this destination, and we constantly work to bring folks to this destination. Most of you probably know we make most of our revenues off of tax. So when a hotel guest stays in our hotel room, that revenue generates funding for Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Also gaming tax. It's about 80% of our revenue, leaving only 20% left for what we do in our building, leasing the building and providing shows. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Vegas is coming back. In fact, we're coming back better than a lot of other cities in a lot of different ways. And that's not in small part just from LVCVA. It's partnerships within the destination, the community, leaders like yourself, that all really rallied together to help bring our beautiful city back to its feet. So all of you have probably seen our ad at some point, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? So no longer do we want what happens in Vegas to stay in Vegas. We want people to tell everyone about it. And one of the calling cards for us is this slogan, the greatest arena on earth. As we bring in the Raiders and the Knights and the other sporting events, we know that our city can host these events and that people will come because it's in Vegas. They'll travel to Vegas to see their team play over other destinations to join their team. So here's one of our ads. I think I need the sound on, David. And because we live in the destination, we don't often get to see the commercials because they're running in New York and LA and San Francisco and all of that. Have any of you seen this? It ran during the draft, which we'll talk a little bit about. Our city presented itself beautifully for the draft. Now?
In Las Vegas, it is always on. We're talking Roman Coliseum meets gridiron, meets Field of Dreams, meets cold ice, meets ultimate
Yesterday I had to move the mic.
meets
We tried
neon
that
lights.
again.
It's hat tricks and Hail
So,
Marys
so
and
some of
dunks
our
and
Rotary members got to see me do this shtick yesterday too. So nice to see you again. No. Go back again. One, two. Let me know when you're ready.
In Las Vegas, it is always on. We're talking Roman Coliseum meets gridiron, meets Field of Dreams, meets cold ice, meets ultimate fight. In Las Vegas, it is always on. We're talking Roman Coliseum meets gridiron, meets Field of Dreams, meets cold ice, meets ultimate fights, meets neon lights. It's hat tricks and Hail Marys and dunks and pit stops. It's 8 seconds of glory and extra innings and go time and multiple overtimes from pregame at the game to postgame.
Just a few seconds left over. I didn't. Tell me more. I think so. Thanks, David. So what made us the greatest arena on earth? Well, it is one of the greatest arenas on earth. If you haven't been to the Allegiant Stadium, that's what almost $2 billion looks like. And it's done far better than any of the initial projections as far as hosting events, and then also hosting large scale events for convention business and other sporting events beyond Raiders games. The NFL draft, anybody watch it or run down? Remember when the NFL didn't like Las Vegas? And wouldn't bring, they wouldn't bring a team here. You couldn't use the word Super Bowl, at a party. So we're changing that. And a lot of that I do give credit to our Chief Executive Officer, Steve Hill. If you haven't had a chance to hear him speak, sign up the next time he's in his docket. During the draft, 325,000 with the number of out-of-town guests, visitors was 91,000. We occupied about 127,000 room nights for that weekend. 86% said that they would travel to Las Vegas if it were not for that event. So that's new people that were here just because the draft was here, that we brought new people. They also played and gambled and ate. Their spend was about $586, which is better than non-gaming visitors that come for other reasons. The share of visitors that stayed in a hotel was 81%, while the average daily room rate about $209, which is above our current average, which we'll talk about in a little bit. What research tells us about sporting events is similar to what we used to think about gaming, that people would come here just for that. Now with gaming becoming legalized across the United States, that's less and less of a driver for our city. It's more about the experience that only Vegas can offer. Things that are entertaining, sports, gaming, oh yeah, and some shows and some great dining. But what we found with sports is that 50% of visitors will stay longer in a trip to Vegas than they would other destinations. So if they go and see the Niners play in San Francisco, they might stay 2 nights, but half of them said they'll stay at least 3 or 4 nights when they come here. And they're spending about $1,100 a trip, which is above that average. So we looked at earlier about $600. So what's coming? More Raiders. So we also will see the Super Bowl in 2024. So who would have known we go from being the city that NFL hated to the one that they love the most? So we'll host the Super Bowl in 24. La Tap is part of a Tour de France that happens every year somewhere around the world. So we're really diversifying what sports looks like by having cycling coming next year in 23. Anybody here a Formula One coming to town? That's exciting, right? I wasn't able to get the video, but there is a clip online if you Google it, and the driver's reaction to coming to town is just, you couldn't have planned it better. They're like, really? Las Vegas? In Nevada? On the Strip? No way. They are so excited. It's awesome, and we're excited to host it. In fact, the LVCVA works closely with Formula One. For those of you, we're a public, government entity, so this is all available to you. But we pay a lot of money to sponsor these events so that they come to Las Vegas. And I think the tune of about $6.5 million to get Formula One here. But we're working with that team to create the track and to make sure that it's safe. And it will be right there on Las Vegas Boulevard and 3.6 miles, I believe. And that's Thanksgiving weekend of next year. Oops, wrong button. David gave me a very good tutorial too, and I just, no, you're good. So let's talk a little bit about visitation. It's one of the drivers for us. We know that the more people we bring into this destination for business or for leisure, helps communities of business throughout. For May, year to date, we reached 82% occupancy, and that's 11 points ahead of where we were last May, and it's beating May of 2020. And I'm sorry, 2019. So 2019 was the year we thought, was going to be the highlight for a while. And to see that come back and us exceed those numbers in occupancy, ADR, any of these metrics is really quite amazing. Weekend occupancy continues to be strong at 91.8, far better than the national average. And ADR reached 176, 39% over May and 26 above 19. And I don't know what Brian has in his deck, so just bear with me, but year to date, we're seeing those same trends in ADR and occupancy. We're seeing that the recovery coming back in domestic visitation is back plus some, and that international travel continues to be where we need to focus. Hopefully we'll see some of that change with some of the changes to regulations, the countries for requiring travel restrictions or lifting travel restrictions. Over 85% recovered in leisure travel. And so that's people that are just booking a room through the hotel directly or Expedia. In May, Las Vegas welcomed over 3.4 million visitors. That's only less than 7% behind those pre-pandemic numbers. So we're really getting back there, making it up with domestic. Business travel is really the business we're in the convention center, because those are the guests that will lease a unit and come for a show, an attendee, or an exhibitor. So we measure this closely. Las Vegas is home to about 14 million square feet of meeting space. That is number 2 in the United States. And the Las Vegas Convention Center has over 2.5 million square feet of exhibit space. We're 4.6 million square feet in total space. And that puts us number 2, just second to Orlando in total exhibit space. In 2022, we actually hosted more more shows on the books than we did in 2020 and 2019 rather, pre-pandemic levels. What trends we're seeing though is that there's fewer attendees coming. So we're trying to work on that. Exhibitor counts seem to be about the same. But what exhibitors are telling us is quality over quantity. The right attendees are coming and they're bringing their checkbook or their credit card, and they're the ones that can make decisions. And so for exhibitors, they're saying these are good shows. They're also saying maybe they'll travel only to 3 destinations for a trade show versus 5 or 8 in previous years. But they'll use that money to provide a better experience for attendees when they come. We've also signed some new agreements. So it's some of our friends at Javits and other convention centers are having a hard time even keeping the clients coming back. We're actually signing some new stuff. We have signed GSMA Global and Fancy Foods, 2 pretty big shows this year, and we haven't, knock on wood, lost any shows to any other destination. Leisure travel, I already talked about that. So it is no longer McCarran National Airport, Harry Reid International Airport as of about 8 or 9 months ago, right? Maybe less. The good news is our call tag stayed the same, so no one has to relearn it's LAS to jump on a plane and get a direct flight here, right? In April of 2019, it was 16 million travelers. So you see just last April, down 1 million. But the best news of the recovery is this headline, which hit Review Journal this week. Las Vegas's airline capacity recovery has been the best in the world. Not in the United States, best in the world. And it took a lot of effort to make that happen, a lot of collaboration amongst the airport folks, the LVCVA, hotel destination partners, airlines specifically redirecting to make that happen. So what does international mean? We know that that's a place for us for recovery. On the pre-pandemic days, it was about 4.8 billion in economic impact to us. And we've reached near total restoration of international nonstop service. But the airport currently welcomes nonstop from 15 different carriers and 16 international destinations. And so those direct flights and the increase of those flights and the frequency, the convenience, really is what puts our airline on top. So what's happening in our building? How many of you have driven down Convention Center Drive and seen our new beautiful building? That ribbon that goes across the side of the West Hall is what we call it. Added about 2.6 million square feet of total space and about 800,000 square feet of trade show space. We're going to continue that look and feel so that the rest of our building takes on that shape. It's going to begin next March with a change. This is Central Hall. If any of you have been to the right, this is that main entrance right off of Paradise. And then to the left, coming down North Hall, both of those will be expanded and pushed out. Today, to get from one hall to another, the guest has to leave our building in the climate that Las Vegas often enjoys of 100 degrees and proceed outside. So we're going to enclose those walkways, create a better experience for guests to connect. Right now, we're not planning to do much to the South Hall. It's actually our newest building, but hopefully she gets a paint job and some new carpet. But we are funded with government tax dollars, and so we're very conscientious of that. We're going to spend the amount of money that's been deemed and hope we don't run out before we get to do a little bit in South Hall. So we mentioned the Loop. A few of you have been on it. It's the boring company, Elon Musk's company. And really the boring machines that are used are incredible. And there's a few bits and some things down at the convention center that you can see how quickly they work to bore these tunnels into the system. Just I think 10 days ago, we got approval through to go all the way to the airport, through the Strip, and all the way downtown. And so because you would order your car similar to an Uber, you won't experience stoplights and you won't experience a change in station. So if you jump on the car at Harry Reid National Airport and say, I want to go downtown, you're going to go directly without any stoplights. So it takes that experience of maybe 15, 20 minutes in a car to about 3 minutes from one end of the city to the other. We are the first in the United States to have an underground system like this. In fact, today it's still regulated as a theme park ride instead of a transportation. We're like, we don't know what to do with this. So it is not autonomous. It is driven by a driver that they put through very grueling driving lessons. They learn to drive backwards in the tunnel in the event of an emergency at high speed, and they have to go through all of these things. So it's a very safe environment. Guests really like it. For us at the convention center, it will remain a free way to transfer from different halls. Today, it takes about 1 minute to get from the furthest station south to our newest building west. And that's again, because there's no stoplights or any changes, any stops along the way. So for large shows like SEMA or CES, where we have 50, 70, 100,000 people in our buildings, and they're moving across our campus, which is acres and acres wide, this tunnel system can serve about 7,800 people an hour and move them quickly throughout the underground. Now, our first connection will be the 26th of this month to Resorts World. So guests staying at Resorts World will jump on there and make it to our West Hall in less than a minute. We haven't heard fees structure from them. They say somewhere maybe more than a bus ride and less than an Uber. So that's kind of the fee structure once it makes it into the public area. I just can't get it, David. I keep going the wrong button. No, you don't. You don't need to retrain me again. It's just not. Up is down and down is up. Got it. We also purchased the monorail late last year. It's serving a great purpose right now. It continues to move, millions of people every year through and about the city. It does have a life on it. It's probably going to expire here sometime in the next 10 years to where replacing cars don't make sense for an outdated monorail system. But for now, it's doing its job. It's zero emission. It's saving our city with those emission rates. It's almost 4 million long, and it stops today at the MGM and goes all the way down to Sahara. Plans are underway to expand the 5-mile stretch highway between Nevada and Barstow, California. Isn't that great? And that is Steve Hill working with the transit community and everyone saying, and this is why my job feels so big, because Steve Hill will say things like, well, the guest experience starts when they leave their house and they start getting here onto 15. And so we want to make that experience easy for them and get rid of that congestion. And guess what? We'll benefit on our trips to LA and San Diego when we're the travelers as well. With that, I have time for a few questions if anybody has any. Yes. There's plans to take it up into more residential areas. Like I've heard to go east-west, up Flamingo, Tropicana, and some of those, but there might be stations where you might have to drive your car to a destination and park it, and then you could get into more of the inner city. But I haven't heard all the way up to Summerlin at this point. But what we're doing didn't seem possible a few years ago. So, I guess we'll wait and see.
So you guys do an incredible job. The results show that. I know that you spend heavily on marketing and brand promotion, a $500 million contract with R&R Partners, and they come up with great stuff. I'm just wondering, was there any involvement either before or after they decided to name the airport for one of the most divisive people in the country? Have people looked at that in terms of deciding whether that was a good idea for the gateway to Las Vegas?
I haven't heard that. I wasn't with the organization when that name change happened. I candidly don't know what role LVCB played in it, of whether they had a piece in it or not. I know there's been a lot of community scuttle about the naming of that, and that's why I always say, oh, but LAS stays the same. We want people to find us here, but yeah. Yes. Oh, sorry.
You mentioned that Las Vegas was the second largest in the world, the convention facilities.
Yes.
Which is the first?
Orlando.
Orlando? And do they have 160,000 rooms within 5 miles of the center?
They do not.
So,
They're close though. I want to say there are over 100,000 rooms in their destination, but not within 5 miles, to your point. And they beat us in convention by as far as, and they look at it by trade show and convention space. They beat us by less than 1 million square feet, which we have 11 million. So it's a hair.
I've been here since 1953, and I remember 1958 when they opened the center.
Mhm.
And the hotels were complaining. They said, all we're going to get in convention attendees is Legionnaires who come with $25 and 3 shirts, and they're going home with $25 and 3 shirts.
We have shown that that's not the case, right? The convention traveler happens to be one of our most high pocket, high dollar spend traveler. They have, and Brian mentioned that he had it in the deck, but I didn't see it. It does go along Las Vegas Boulevard. It wraps up Harmon or Koval, and then it loops back down. It's available online. And the Formula One folks were just here and they were driving it. There's going to need some infrastructure in order to put those fast cars on that track, but it is going to be on Las Vegas Boulevard.
Okay, thank you very much. Things for you real quick. Okay, Brian's loss. Number one, we're going to give you an appreciation for speaking, a Rotary coin that has our 4-way test that guides our contact with 4 questions.
Great. Thank you.
So that's one. Number two, we sponsor 6 schools in the local area and we give shoes, clothes, supplies, that type of thing. And so we're donating in your name in the Soul Power Award shoes to kids at one of the schools.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank
I
you very
appreciate
much,
that.
Leslie.
It's the nicest gift I could ever have.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We have a few more pieces of business to cover. Mr. Werner, you got to be brief. Okay.
I am still so excited because I want to just mention the top 15 guys that have donated to Tommy's $100,000. And we still, by the way, have a few more days, a week, I guess, to get some more. But
Probably just a little less, yes.
yeah, Gary Voss is our #1 matcher with Tommy Thomas. Paul Maffey, Mike Ballard, Bill Houghton, Kathleen Mayen, Rose Falaco, William Steffen, Bob Warner, Carolyn Sparks, Michael Gordon, Annie Nuna, can't read my own writing, Steve Casey, Kirk Holmes, and I think that's my 15. I didn't have that many.
Katie Crockett.
Oh, Katie Crocker. Katie Crocker is on that. Anyways, I want to thank for you guys did a great job. And on to the next year. I'll be still in the background, haunting you for more money.
Okay,
Thank you.
there's number one, there's a couple other statistics we want to share.
Oh, yeah.
We had 109 members of our club participate.
But
They
the other-
donated at least $5. Okay, 38 members did not, which was, if you haven't.
But they
you got-
already
You got a
know.
wick.
They already
You got a-
know who they
okay.
are.
The average donation was $548.
Yeah.
The median donation, which is kind of more representative, kind of throws out the high and the low, was $220. Our largest donation exceeded 10,000. As I said before, our smallest was only $5. All the past presidents collectively, not including Mr. Thomas, were $6,335. All the new members, thank you all you new members that joined this year. They donated collectively $2,570.
I want to point out that David Tulanian, where's David
David's
Tulanian?
not here today, I think.
Oh, and you,
David, are you online? I don't know if you still are.
no. Anyways, he not only is the first new member that donated to the foundation, which
Yeah,
is.
he was the largest donor of among our new members.
Oh, I do want to mention one thing. We have a $3,000 anonymous donation in honor of Tom and Jane Crobe. And we thank that. And congratulations, Tom. That's it.
Okay, actually, I do want to recommend, so the new members, Christine Luby, John Pally, and David Tulanian
Oh, yeah.
were the top 3 new member donations. So thank you very much.
Well, we got a great group.
Yeah, we do. And we had before the last 3,000 that just came in this week, we had another $5,000 in donations that came in anonymously.
Wow.
So not sure where they're coming from. Some are from members, some are not from members. Also, I know Kirk has done this and some others have done this. On Facebook, you can ask people to donate to a charity. We received $700 just this week for those birthday donations that people have done. So don't forget to do that. And you pick the charity of your choice. And so you can do that. So we want to recognize also Tom and Leslie
Oh.
Thomas.
Our rock star. Our rock star with in very, very different areas.
Great. Thank you very
Love it.
much, our past president, Tom. So I want to thank the foundation for all that it's done. It's been a pleasure. I've known Bob about 2/3 of my life. It's kind of awesome. We've been good buddies. My kid, this right here, who's now about 6 foot, when he was like half my height, he was going over to Bob's and picking eggs and watching the koi pond, you know, that.
It's a great place to party.
So, great. Hey, thank you,
Hey,
Bob.
thank you.
Lowry staff, come on in. As many as can come in, come on in. They're busy over there, but we just wanted to thank all of the folks at Lowry for everything you do. So, great. Nacho, get over here. Come on, Angel. Okay, great. Okay. I would like all of our board members to please come up from the last, from my year. Come on up. Mr. Thomas, you too. Hey, Kirk, Brian, thank you very much. We have a few that were online. Katie and others, Richard, Mike Kudiamak. We have Renee Gamero, who's not here, and a few others. They're all listed there. But let's give them a hand for all the various things that they've done for a year. Very much. Okay, great. Good job. Thank you, Greg. Awesome. Okay, actually, if you could stay here. Yes, you. We have selected, I have selected, as our Rotarian of the Year, Miss Kern. Tony has served in so many different capacities. Not only is she on our board, she was our secretary of the organization. She helped out with Spread the Word Nevada. And if I tried to mention everything else she's done, I'm sure I'd forget something. So what's that? 25 new members as well. So that's awesome. And, you know, the one thing that I've learned in this job is it takes a lot of help. And there have been so many of you that have helped out. But I do have to recognize the one person who kicks me in the butt all the time, says, don't forget to do this. Make sure you do this. Get this done. Da, 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 da. So she apologized to me a few months ago, she said, oh, my husband bought us a trip and I'm not going to be at the debunking. And I said, it's cool. You know, we'll take you whenever we can get you. And so she's traveling to Europe for a week. Come on up, Sean. Oh. We got her a couple of things. She's going to travel like a debutante across Europe. You need sunglasses. You got a scarf. You got your scarf. And then we got a Rotary embroidered. Yeah. I think I was fortunate enough to meet Sean. I think you were 18 and I was a youngster too. And at a social years ago. And I remember when she became our executive director and I was delighted. Her husband actually was one of my best friends at the time. His brother, Roger's brother is Cal Norda, who was a good friend of mine. And we married, Cal and I married roommates, my wife, Robin, and Cal's, her brother-in-law's. And so I've gotten to see, you know, Sean over the years in a lot of different capacities, but as all of us past presidents know, and all of us board members and foundation board members know, she is the glue that makes this club go. So with that, I've had a goal to try to always get you out on time. I wanted to say thank you very much for your help again. It's been a great year. Don't drown me. I'm happy to get wet, but don't drown me next week. And with that, our meeting is adjourned. Okay, that's good. Get out of here.